But to start the day, did you just put a lure on?
Yes.
She's a keeper. I'm gonna start a lucky egg, get my 7-day streak on the spin, get my 7-day streak for a catch, and then while we wait for some food, I'll just do some bulk evolutions for the rest of that egg. You're gonna do the same thing.
Yeah, I have no space whatsoever.
Could have had double on that excellent. Should have used a great ball to begin with. It's 10,000 experience just from my streaks. Let's see what I have to evolve. While I let those evolutions run, I want to talk a little bit about biomes and how to find certain rare Pokemon that you might still be missing from your Pokedex. You've probably noticed by now that there are different biomes or habitats that encompass certain groups of Pokemon in Pokemon Go. For example, here in Southern California, we're in sort of a desert biome, and we get a lot of ground and rock type Pokemon spawning pretty regularly. Along with those, we also get fighting types like Mankey and Machop, and at a much lower rate, Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan. If you know the typical biome where a rare Pokemon spawns, that can be really helpful in trying to track it down. It seems like spawn points within a certain biome have set rates of spawning certain Pokemon that belong to that biome. So for example, we know that there's a river biome wherein spawn points regularly spawn Magikarp, Psyduck, Slowpoke, and Dratini. So if you see high rates of Magikarp, Slowpoke, and Psyduck, that's a good indication that you'll probably find Dratini in the same area if you stick around long enough. We've been able to figure out biomes for a lot of rare Pokemon too, so if you're looking for something specific, this might help a little bit. Lapras is one that a lot of people are still looking for. It's one that took me a long time to find, and I had to go all the way to Japan to do that. Lapras spawns in a water biome that could also be called sort of an ice biome. Shelder, Horsey, and Seal are the most common indicators that you might be in a Lapras spawning biome. Dragonite and Aerodactyl seem to share a biome, and common Pokemon in that biome are Clefairy, Zubat, and both Nidoran male and female. Keep in mind that there are different biomes that can spawn certain Pokemon, so for example, here in Southern California, Nidoran male, female, and Zubat are all very common, but I don't see a lot of Clefairy around here, and I've also never seen Dragonite. I did see one Aerodactyl here in Downey, and it's the only one I've ever seen in the wild. So if you're in an area that spawns some, but not all of the known Pokemon in that biome, then you might actually be in the wrong biome. Like I said earlier, Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan do spawn in this area, but they're pretty rare. They're more closely correlated with an urban biome than they are with a rocky or mountain desert biome. And Pokemon that they're typically a little bit more correlated with are Jigglypuff and Coughing, which is also pretty rare. As an urban biome, I'm sure common Pokemon like Rattata and Pidgey are also included, but because those Pokemon are so common everywhere, you need to look for the more uncommon Pokemon. So if you're looking for Hitmonlee or Hitmonchan, try looking around Jigglypuff and Coughing. Snorlax is another rare one that a lot of people are looking for, and we haven't really been able to figure out the exact Snorlax biome, but it seems like Snorlax spawns more commonly in residential areas than anything else. That comes from a lot of anecdotal reports from people around the internet, on Reddit, and definitely that's true in my case. Every Snorlax that I've caught in the wild was either in a park in a residential area. In Cassie's neighborhood, we caught our perfect IV Snorlax. I caught one in Hawaii at an apartment complex, and in most cases it seems like these are dense residential areas. Chansey is another one that's hard to find, but there are claims online that it shares a biome with Pokemon like Ekans, Meowth, Mankey, and Growlithe, which is sort of an urban biome. It's like a Southern California urban biome, but it's a different urban biome than Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan. But I should also mention that there's not really much evidence to back up the claim that Chansey spawns around hospitals. Some people claim that Lickitung also spawns in the same biome as Chansey, although at a much lower rate, and as you guys know, Lickitung was the last Pokemon I needed for my North American Gen 1 Pokedex, so I had a really hard time finding it. I did see one on sightings when I was in Hawaii, and I saw one at Cassie's house, so that's an urban biome, a residential area, and in Hawaii it was similar, a residential area as well. But because it is so rare, it's hard to find any strong correlations with Lickitung and other Pokemon spawning. Porygon is a difficult one for a lot of people to track down, but it does have some slight correlations with very common Pokemon like Rattata, Pidgey, and Spearow. Unfortunately, that's probably not going to help you much because those Pokemon are everywhere, but there is some evidence to suggest that Porygon does spawn around government buildings. A lot of people on Reddit claim that they caught their Porygon near something like that, but I think that could be expanded to just large buildings, downtown areas in general. The only Porygon that I've ever caught in the wild was at Long Beach Convention Center in downtown Long Beach, and there was recently a post on Reddit from someone who's hatched 9 Porygon from eggs, and all of those Porygon eggs came either from airports or from the same ferry ticketing counter Pokestop. So if you're still looking for Porygon, keep looking around Pidgeys, I guess, or try picking up some eggs from an airport. I think that covers all the rare Pokemon that people typically say this is the last thing I need to complete my Pokédex. If there's anything I missed, be sure to leave a comment, and I'll try to figure out where you can find that Pokemon. I think I'm done.
Yeah, no,
Yep,
I have a lot
eggs
more.
over.
I have a lot more.
71,950 experience. That was this much. It's also very difficult to eat with one hand, but don't have a lot of downtime to do this otherwise. I'm not doing a full mail time episode yet, but I do have 2 very important packages to open. It's finally here. I bought a new computer, so no more complaining about slow edits, crashing. Well, I don't know. It might still happen, but this should hopefully make my life a lot easier. New drone, also. The main reason for that was because it's so much smaller. It's so much easier to travel with, and getting these 2 things situated is something I really wanted to take care of before we start traveling internationally more. This is my old drone. This is a carry-on in and of itself. This is the new drone, and it's smaller than my water bottle. I'm going to be selling the old one because I don't have any use for 2 drones. I actually wanted the Mavic when I bought this one, but there were so many shipping delays that I had to wait this long to actually get one, but I'm pretty excited about it. Now, I have to leave pretty soon, but I'm going to finish setting this up and get everything downloaded on here so I can edit on the new computer tonight. So that's it for this brief but very exciting channel improvements mail time. I'm in downtown LA, Little Tokyo, to meet with my friend Bo Sia. Haven't seen him in a while, and I'm late. How's it going?
After Pearl Harbor and put into incarceration centers. But when people become afraid, oftentimes they do foolish things. And so they came up with this idea.
There was just a little disappearing Venonat. Vigil held in solidarity of Muslims and other immigrant groups who might feel threatened with what's going on recently with this impending executive order that's banning immigration from 7 Muslim countries. Just out here to show my support, you know? Sorry if that bothers you. Now, I'm going to meet with Cassie and our friend Duncan for a little dinner. I've eaten so much today. level 10. Just try to get his picture on the wall. Oh, it's good, but it's nothing. It's not. For real? I've done spicier. Oh my god. Yeah. All I had was not even that spicy. I don't even care about the picture. I just wanted the spiciness.
At least you own this place.
And one, two,
Immortalized.
Damn.
Check out Duncan's exhibit here.
Damn.
There's also 2 Pokestops in range, so. Oh yeah. It's gonna be you right there. Oh, come
She
on.
didn't finish it either.
These people. What is
These
that?
people.
What is that one? Alright. That carries around. Just going for a lap. Dessert. I got some stuff going on here. Another one. That's cool. The second one's never as exciting as the first. Nothing else. Thought I had some more going. They did. They disappeared. Execute, makey, Cubone. I'm gonna go eat my waffle.
I'm sorry, at least that made me laugh.
And Downey.
Really?
Before we go home, I know some of you guys don't like it when I share my opinion here on the channel, but all I have to say is, if you really believe something's wrong in the world, I hope you do what you can to change it.